Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Crewzin to the Void. This week, we've got on a officially welterweight fighter or middleweight fighter? Which one you want to define yourself as? Actually. Welterweight fighter, Derek Meunier. Welcome, brother.
Hey.
So yeah, let's talk about that because I was looking through your amateur career and you had both welterweight and middleweight fights. Yeah. So how do you like fluctuating, or do they just kind of come across your plate and you say yes?
Yeah, so honestly, like fighting middleweight, I've been doing that since I was like doing Muay Thai and stuff. Mm-hmm. And I even went up a weight class to like 195, right?
Yeah.
So like I was bigger like my amateur career, so I was probably pushing like 205, well, average. Mm-hmm. So like that was 85's not too much of a big deal. Now I'm walking around 195, like maybe max 200, but like I feel good. I feel like 70 is like my weight class, you know?
Okay.
Like especially after the last fight with Brett Martin, I'm like, all right, the guy, I cut down weight, like we were similar side, but he even gained weight faster than I did. I was like, fuck this. Because especially if someone's trying to fucking wrestle
and
you,
he was
down. No.
He was a smaller guy too, height-wise too. So he must have just been a big type 2 fiber kid.
Yeah.
Built up.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so then walk us through kind of what's your lore into getting into Muay Thai and mixed martial arts, and then we'll go through your amateur career.
Okay. So really how I got into fighting, honestly, I always wanted to become a fighter. I mean, I was just becoming like a welder and all that stuff, just doing the welding thing. But like when I moved to Virginia, I always wanted to start out doing mixed martial, like any sort of martial art. You know, I wanted to be like kickboxer, like all that stuff. Mm-hmm. Found a gym, boxing one, but it wasn't like that good. Like the whole class was just basically, all right, you sit there and he's like, all right, practice the 1-2, like just shadow boxing. It was like literally 30 minutes. I'm like, this is stupid. So,
I get you.
Long story short, I went to Vermont. You know, I went through a lot of shit. Like one of my friends recently, like he shot himself, and so that was like a big traumatic time, like experience. So I went through a lot of hard shit, and like I was just down in the dumps. And one of my friends here, like my friend's girl, well, not wife, told me, hey, you should like start like, getting into martial arts, something. Started working out. Got into Muay Thai, found a gym, found UFI when I was like 20, 21, young kid, going in there. I'm like, because I want to do like, you know, the boxing and like Taekwondo. Yeah. You know, just fast like twitch movements. Like, oh, try Muay Thai. Like, give it a chance. I'm like, all right. You know, it's like, all right. And,
that's how it always starts. Just give it a whirl, man.
Like, dude, in the first sparring match, she's like, all right, you know, you're not bad. And then I went with my old sparring partner, Matt Parker. First, he just barely went IKF. Mm-hmm. That fucking, like, just got in there, dropped me, fucking body shot him. Okay, I was like, oh my god, this is. And he's like, yeah. So what do you think about it? Oh, this is sick. I'm like, let me come back.
That was the most hollow "this is sick" ever.
Yeah,
I don't know what to say. You just put me on my back, so this is really cool.
Yeah. Right. So yeah, I'm right now. Like after that, I left, like some medical issues, came back, and like so that was like the end of the summer, and like I finally started training back again a little bit. I think I was like around 21 that summer. So yeah, and then that following winter, my coach asked me, "Hey, what do you want? Like, do you want to fight?" Fight? I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about?
That's how it always goes.
I never thought about, honestly, about going. So, yeah, I was like, all right, maybe. He's like, I'll get you a fight with someone in Vermont. And I finally got my matchup. It was before, I think it was a little bit after my 22nd birthday. Mm-hmm. So I got there, or I was getting ready for it and stuff. And it was hard. Like, first fight camp was honestly hard because, like, trying to get beaten up like every single fucking day and going back to it by someone is like, bro, this is fucking humiliating. You know what I mean? And it's actually him. Like when I first started out, I saw these other guys, they all went to Thailand too, and they're a little bit smaller. I was like, oh, look at all these guys. Like, nah, you gotta go with big fucker over there. And then he's like 205 and just like a diesel ass motherfucker. it was good for me. Like every time, like I get getting caught with overhand rights, just low kicks, man. Like the whole fucking camp, and like it taught me to keep my hands up. You know, the whole camp. But I went out there first fight. Threw a 1-2, fucking knocked the dude out in 5 seconds.
That's the best thing anybody could ask for. Didn't get kicked, didn't get punched, in and out.
My sister was there. She was like, oh, it's good. I can see her. I'm walking out in the crowd, right? And she's just doing this. Like, I'm like, fuck. I'm like, I can't lose this. I can't. My opponent switched too. I was going to go against this fucking more jack dude. I think he probably was on steroids, but he backed out, and then I went against this MMA guy. His name is Randy Fellion. Fucking fought him. He was probably like 4-2 at the time. He has like 30 fights now, but whatever. And like I was like, all right, screw it. And he was a little shorter, but just went in there and did my thing. And that's how it started off my career. So did that. And
not many people get a 1-2 finish in their career. That's gotta be such a fire sparker behind you of like, I could take on anybody.
Right? Because I still have that photo, I still have the video and everything. I'm so surprised. Because like how he got back up. He hit with the 1-2. He grabbed a hold of me after, and he's like stumbling. And I'm like, swish, and then we fall over and tries to get back up. The ref was like, no, he's done. He can't see. I'm like, oh, fuck, sweet. Get me out here.
I'm not questioning your decision.
I had the biggest smile on my face. I was like, yes, let's go.
Dude, that's awesome. That's one hell of a way to start. Right? But so, all right, I want to backtrack a little bit. So you said your friend's girlfriend at the time was the one who told you to go out and try and go do something. Yeah. So was this like just a, hey, Derek, get out of the house and go find something to do type of thing?
Yeah, because like, honestly, because like, well, real talk, like I had a really bad like drinking problem, especially after my friend died. Like I was just in a very dark place.
That makes sense, though.
Yeah, exactly. It makes sense. And like it, especially how like my family background is, and I already know, like I can go down a big like a dark rabbit hole if I don't like control myself. And like that time I was. And then she was just seeing it, and she's like, dude, you gotta fuck. Yeah.
Just go do something. I don't care what it is. I'm with you.
So I finally did, and like encouraged me. Like, I was like, all right, this kind of like my itch, my fix, like a release off of life. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like,
yeah.
Especially like, going in, like you have your everyday 9-to-5 job, and then you're like, fuck this shit. And, like, that's why I kind of stopped welding too. Well, I just do it on the side. Just like 9-to-5, put so much dedication into it, and like really just nothing after it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
No, totally, I get you. So at the time, talk to me a little bit more about welding. How did you get into that? Was that just something out of school and then?
Something out of school, honestly, and I found I was good at it. My mom was like, you need to do something with your life. We've
all had that conversation.
You know what I mean? Like, because like honestly, I'm like I didn't know what I wanted to be. Like I was just so lost. I'm like, screw school. I was skipping. I didn't really pay much attention to much anything except mechanics. So I finally like found medicine. I was like, I'm kind of good at it. I was like, my mom and also my teacher were just like, hey, maybe you should go to school for welding. Sure. I went out to Florida, did like a certification, all that stuff. Did that. It was like a year crammed into 4 months. Did that then.
So were those like 16-hour days? That must have been.
Basically.
Damn.
Yeah, bro, we mustered up.
That must have been hot and miserable. You say fight camp sucks.
Yeah, it was in Jacksonville, Florida.
That does not sound enjoyable.
prime hot season. Like, and then it was like military workouts in the morning. Like fuck, we muster up at like eat and then muster up at 7 or something. And then we're doing push-ups and sit-ups and all that stuff, get warm, and then we go into like our like whole routine because it was all outside on a barge, like in Florida by the river, just because it was like marine based welding. And after that, like after school, I graduated. I went to Newport News. I was working on aircraft carriers for
757.
Yeah, 757. Yeah, the old 757. But I didn't last long. I was like, shipbuilding's it's cool to see. Don't get me wrong, it's fucking amazing. You see aircraft carrier. This is fucking weapon of mass destruction, you know? But like the actual job itself and the conditions are rough. And like you can't
I can see that.
Yeah, you can't last that long. You know what I mean? Like most people that go there and they try to retire at the end of it, they don't even last after retirement. After probably like 5 years after they retire, they're already gone. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
That and there ain't much going on down in Norfolk, Virginia.
So I was like, I got out of there and moved back to Vermont and
Okay.
stayed there for 8 years and did HVAC for.
Nice.
Yeah.
So, okay, now that's kind of cool. Tell me, what were you doing exactly working on the ships? Because,
So-
like, that must have been dope to be part of the machine
Yeah.
for at least a little bit.
Right, our crew was in charge and like down, like bottom from the like below the dock and all that shit, like up to like the main deck. So we just like I was just welding pipe, like mostly copper, nickel, all the stainless steel pipes,
Yeah.
just like for water lines and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, so like that'd be for them, and then we might do some nuclear, but like they had a special crew for that,
Yeah.
so I didn't really do much nuclear for them.
That's your last minute co-main event moment in welding.
Yeah, that was it. That was it. I was like, all right, that was kind of the high peak of all right, I kind of did something cool, you know. Moving
Yeah.
on.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so are you still welding now?
I'm kind of doing more on the side a little bit.
Okay.
Just like doing side projects wherever people hand me. I'm just
Yeah.
doing it for fun. Like I might do some artwork, who knows? But I like to do more like simple projects because I just like to do like to deal with customers personally myself, and that way I know how to like help them with their product and stuff. You know what I
I
mean?
get you.
Yeah.
It's a little bit more personal touch of it as opposed to just mass producing
Exactly.
70-foot copper pipe that's going to run through the deck zero that nobody's going to see.
Exactly.
I get you.
Exactly.
I'm with you. And then you get to one day say to your kids, you know, in that ship, there's a bunch of pipe down there, and your dad did it.
Yeah, your dad did it somewhere.
And yeah, it's still sitting in the yard.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it. I get you. I feel that. Okay, so now let's kind of talk about your amateur career.
Okay.
Because your amateur career lasted close to 5 or 6 years, and you had a bout every so often.
Yeah, you're right.
So,
Fuck.
yeah, like how did? Because that was one thing that we talked to Rigo about. That was very opposite. Is he took like 17 fights, not really, but he took what 5 fights in close to a year, and then got out of the AMEs real quick. But you did almost the opposite and took 1 a year for like 5 or 6 years.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So like, okay, so good. Continue on with the AME career, right? So after the second fight, the third fight happened. I was trying to get the title fight. I was in line for a Muay Thai title. Like most of the people like in my gym got the title fights and stuff. So trying to line that up. Like the promoter didn't want to because she hated our gym. For some fucking reason, because we're beating people up and we're just my skill set. Even when I came here, it was decent, right? So afterwards, she's like, "Oh, maybe I'll find one." This one guy, Gary, like I fought, and it was fucked up. So another friend died. Another friend died before that, like 3 weeks before that fight. He fell on the ice. He was like a really good close childhood like best friend. And then she calls me, "Hey, you have a title fight like against this guy. It was, like he was gonna do 205, blah blah. Like but do you want to do it? It's in Lindenville. If you can't, don't worry about it." I'm like, oh crap. So I talked to my coach. It's like, how do you feel though? I'm like, I mean, I feel all right. I think maybe I could possibly do it. I was not all right. I was not in the right headspace. I learned after that because that was my first time I actually got clipped, like in my fight. Like first minute 45, or not even minute 45, like 45 seconds. I remember just going there, tight guard. It's like, all right, I didn't fire it off. Yeah, that was the thing. I was waiting to fire off. He just goes, jabs, and throws like a 1-2. And he throws me on the ground, and I drop. And I get back up. I was like stumbling a little bit. And ref goes, "No, you're not." I'm like, "Fuck, are you sure?" I'm like, because I was still like somewhat conscious. I remember like I hit the ground, right? And like I hit, I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna get up, I can shake this off, like get back to it. And I was already doing the chicken dance at that point. So, so after that, I was like, all right, I'm kind of done. And I tried to rematch him after. Tried to rematch him. He was gonna try to schedule something for May, because it was in March. That following May, and I was scheduling a fight before that too. And so he canceled out on that. He bitched out. He said he was retiring, some shit like that. I don't fucking know. I was like, fuck it, whatever. So this would be, my 4th fight. This is my favorite fight, honestly. I'll try to show it to you too at some point. So my 4th fight, this guy, we had this promotion. It was the same promoter, but like they had it in UVM in the gym, so in college, and they had like outside people from Canada and stuff, like some legit tie. It's gonna be straight tie card. So these guys from Canada, I forget what they're from TriStar, from some other team. They all fought in Thailand. Came back. I'm like, all right, this guy's pro. They're like, oh no, he's still me. Like, yeah, that's fighting. Yeah, whatever. I'm like, no, that's not how that works.
But dog, you know how shady everybody's background in the fight game is. Like, there are so many fights in there that are marked down, ain't nothing.
No. So I'd go in there like, dude, I'd go in there and just have that mentality. Like after that fight, just have the mentality of, you're fighting Anderson Silva. Like, that's what my buddy told me. I'm training. We were both getting ready for the fight. It was the best shape of my life, right? One of the times. But, like, you know, it was like, dude, just treat like you're treating Anderson Silva, like you're fighting Anderson Silva or Mike Tyson, somebody. Like, because then you're going to go out there and be sharp. Okay? So that was a tough fight. Like, I clinched for 3 rounds, bro. Like,
that's exhausting.
That's exhausting. It's so exhausting because, like, I was throwing straights and that stuff. I was being long, but like he was good just entering the clinch, and he was just like a little bit bigger dude. I did that one at 195. Bigger dude. Like, we fed some knees to each other. He had a little bit of rotation. I almost fucking ate a knee to the head one time. Like he almost clipped me and like did like this switch knee. I dodged and like blocked in time, but toward like the end of it was the beginning of the first, beginning of the third. We enter, and we're going. All right, I start off fucking blast a head kick. I don't know why, but like I was
just feeling it.
Yeah, I was so energy. I was so energy, but I just wanted to fight down. And then I just fake that. I step knee. I fucking fake. I fake this right kick, step in, left knee to the liver.
Ooh, Sanchez style.
Yeah, drop him, and that was the end of the fight. He goes, no more. And I remember I left a beer can freaking like a mark on his liver. I was like, oh hell yeah, he's gone. And he's like, no, fight's over. And I was like, oh yeah, but I was so tired. I remember I raised my hand. I was just doing this like. Oh fuck! But it was a good fight. Like, I had a good experience, and like the whole time, even before the fight, because we had same day weigh-ins, right? We all weighed in. I didn't see him fucking weigh in.
That must have played into your favor though, if he did weigh in.
Yeah, if he did weigh in. I was like, all right, whatever. I still have the mentality of, I'm gonna beat this dude's ass. And so afterwards, like, we were trying to do the corner and stuff, and then their coach has like a couple fighters in my corner. I see this guy, he's freaking trying to like practice and all this stuff, shadow boxing. His corner comes up, hey, can you like hit pads and warm up? And it's like time. I'm like, sure, whatever. I see him smiling, does this. Kind of like, oh, he's going to beat me. I'm like, all right. I knew right then and there. I'm like, all right, motherfucker. I love when people underestimate me. That's the biggest thing. People underestimate me. Oh, no, I could beat. You just got close. I'm like, nah, dog. Like, I have everything. I have all my tools. You're gonna know what's up. You know what I mean? So that's what happened. Like, he thought he was gonna win because he went to Thailand and all this fancy shit. I'm like, that didn't work anyway. Like, because I just had better conditioning. I was ready to go 3 rounds. I don't think he was. You know?
I get you.
Yeah.
And in your amateurs, were you doing two minute threes or 3 threes?
That was 2 3-minute rounds. Or 3 2-minute rounds.
3 twos. Yeah. Okay.
So in most and the rest of them, like, there's for that promotion or that fight card. The next one after my 5th fight, all that stuff, like, they were doing 3-minute rounds, and that was for a title fight. They finally got me back on a title fight, and that one I lost because. I like another thing too. It's just one of those things. I didn't have the sparring I needed to, and so I didn't feel confident going.
Yeah.
So I was just like, but I wanted to fight this. I was like, all right, I'll just stand and bang. And I was like, all right, let's go in, take the center, start it off right, you know.
Yeah.
But like the whole time, the kid was scared. He didn't want to fight me. I didn't think he was gonna circle that much. And he just like literally circled the whole cage. I was standing there.
Yeah.
But like I was trying to cut him off. He'd do some spin thing, and I was like, "Whoa!"
You guys must have been in a big cage then.
It was. He was even smaller than the Sparta cage. It's
Really?
Small, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
so he must have just been fast.
He was wicked fast.
Okay.
Like, he was just literally just nonstop, bro. I swear to God, like for 5 rounds, just nonstop. And then I stopped him towards the end. Just jab, fake that jab, go low, then overhand right and dropped him. But like when we got in the clinch, he'd grab onto me so fucking tight, like just squeeze, didn't do anything. I'm like, ref.
Yeah.
Like, come on. I ain't doing it. All right, let's go.
Yeah.
And then go back to it. I'm like, all right. After that, I was like, all right, just gotta fucking cut him off and just figure out how to cut him off against the cage,
Yeah.
Then I went to a USMTO tournament, the one we had in Arizona after that. I was like, I think it was 2017. My coach was like, oh, what's the next step? Like, what do you want to do? I was like, all right, fine, fight, But he's like, oh, let's go do a tournament. Tournament, okay.
Tournaments are different, man.
Yeah, they are. Just because like you have to have the mentality. Like I went up a weight class too, again. So that one I was supposed to do at 185, and I was like, I was so unsure of it, even if I was gonna go because it was so expensive. But then I got my shit paid for, like not sponsored and everything. Went out there, and weighed in. We weighed in. What was it, that following Thursday or something like that? Like a couple of my teammates were out there. Took us about like an hour. I was 2 something that day. I got down to like 194. I was supposed to like go down to the 190s to 80 something. But I got down to like 194. Fought this bigger guy. He was the top ranked in the country. Like for his weight class and stuff. I was like, all right, bigger dude again. Just short, like Mike Tyson style. And like coach, like, so we looked up film. Looking at this guy, all right, we just gotta look for the big overhand right or something like that. Go in, and I felt good. Like Saturday, felt fucking money, bro. Like I was like ready to go and all that stuff. Like we waited there from 8 o'clock till 8 that night. So 8 o'clock rolls around, and say, hey, we're cutting off at this number. I remember my number, 148.
Yeah.
We're cutting off at like one.
Your match number, right?
Match number,
Yeah.
So
Okay.
we cut it off. They're like, we're cutting off at 137. I was like, what? I'm like,
So they made you sit there all day waiting for a match.
Yeah.
That sucks, too.
Yeah, dude.
So they must have had everything going to a decision, too, that day.
Yeah.
Like, nobody was getting knocked out.
Now, there was a couple people that got knocked because it was 2-minute rounds. There was like the first couple, but after that, it was mostly like kind of decisions. But like, there was a lot, like, honestly, like the first. A couple of the first matches, they were fucking like going after it. Like that's how you feel though. You're in the tournament, you see all these fighters like, all right, let's go. Like we're ready to go.
In the same time, with the 2-minute round, you don't have time to feel somebody out. You better just start swinging for the fences.
Exactly.
Like you get 30 seconds tops, and then you better be going.
Yeah, it's like a fucking fast-paced just sparring, man.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? A fast-paced fight, just like non-stop combos, non-stop. And like after that, they were
Turn everything. Don't ever be the last person hit.
Exactly. So they tell me like, hey, come back Sunday or tomorrow. I'm like, fuck. So we show up, me and my roommate, like not my roommate, but me and one of my teammates show up, and Bruno like was fighting. He fought before me. He fought Paul Banasek. Paul Banasek's boy William Knight. He was in the UFC. William Knight.
Yeah.
Before William Knight was in the UFC, my boy fought him. Yeah, bro. My boy fought him. And I was like, oh, man, here we go. This motherfucker is huge. Like, all right. Because we're both, like, seeing it the same way. We had to fight. Like, the adrenaline just dropped that day. Like, we're moving around. It's like, you want to move around? Sure. And we're moving around. I can feel sluggish. I'm like, I just want to go home at this point, But
Yeah, because you also had an adrenaline dump the day before, because you're just sitting there waiting, going, keep it together. Keep it together. And you're spending more energy trying to keep yourself calm than you are in the actual fight. I'm with you.
And after we go in, and we're getting ready. We're getting warmed up. He goes in his fight. And like the guy he did all right. The guy was just a monster at the time, just doing all sorts of crazy shit. Like I think Bruno would have like done a little better if it was the day before, not the day like after, Then fucking Paul Banasek comes up, to the corner. He goes, "Oh man, your right corner can't really check low kicks." I'm like, "Fuck you, Paul. Get the fuck out of here." It was like, we were supposed to fight yesterday. Fuck out of here.
Did you ever? When did you get to end up fighting him?
So
what time was it?
It was probably around noon. Cause
the next day?
Yeah, next day.
Gee.
Yeah, so around noon next day, I fight, and I get in there and like started pounding the jab bone. I was laying stuff. I was keeping my bang. He was just like holding off a little bit, but like I wasn't like pressuring forward because I can see him like loading that overhand right. He just like tried to spam that.
Yeah.
Towards the first, he dropped me with a body shot. That fucking sucked. So then like we start the second round. It didn't count as a drop. It's like, all right, sweet. Second round goes, and like he was just so strong in the clinch. He wasn't even doing clinch stuff. He would just pick me up and like bottom lock and throw me. And I was like, dude, ref, is that even like legal? And I was like, oh yeah, go for it. And then he like, I remember he did a illegal blow because I was against the ropes and he did like a right uppercut while he was trying to do the body, but he hit my nuts. And like I dropped, bro. I swear I dropped. I'm like, and like it felt like it went up into my stomach. That's how hard it hit. And the ref was like, 1, 2. I'm like,
he gave you an 8 count on a nut shot.
Yes, I swear. I was like, what? I'm like, what are you kidding? He's like, hey, sure, that's how your nuts. That's what he's looking at me like, I don't know what to tell you. I'm like,
and he's not gonna say anything either. If I'm the other guy, I'm gonna take it that count.
Because he's the hometown kid.
Exactly.
So I'm like, all right, get back to it. We get up, and I start freaking getting the clinch, start throwing elbows. Kind of close to 12-6, but wasn't really. It was an angle, you know. So and then after
depends on the ref.
Yeah, depends on the ref. So we get done, and then after that round, third round, same thing. Kind of kept it at bay a little bit, popping the jab. I didn't really get that fire off that much. I fired off more towards the third. I had like a 1-2. Like I faked the switch kick, the spinning back fist, and fucking dropped him. Like
That's so money. That move is so money,
dude. So money. Dropped him and then just started spamming 1-2s. Fucking afterwards, he's like, oh fuck, drops me. Almost was gonna like level change to shoot a shot, but then like body locks and throws me. I'm like, what?
Why is that switch kick spinning back fist so effective? Because I feel like that is the one move I can get away with 80% of the time, all the time.
Yeah, because honestly, because people like will parry or like block the switch kick, especially when they used to doing the whole parry thing.
Yeah, I got
you. Used to turning your body and stuff, and they're like, oh yeah, sick, I can counter off that. But then if you just follow up and then get used to that like motion of them doing that, that just leads to the momentum of that spinning, especially like when they back up too. A lot of people back up and they don't want to get kicked. That just leads you to that spinning back fist.
It almost backs you up into it because you have to move forward anyway to throw it. Exactly. There's no way you can throw that move in place and have it be effective.
No.
So I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So that was my last Thai fight.
Yeah.
So after that, I was like, all right. I was wondering, just contemplating about like what I need to do because my coach was wondering, hey, what's the next step? Like, I know you wanted to go pro and all this stuff. Like, maybe you should do like a tournament. He kept telling me, do a tournament because like the local scene was kind of dying, especially back in Vermont and New England area. I never really got to go out and go into Boston and all that stuff. Like, New York was kind of the closest place too, but like all those areas in Boston, they're not going to fucking put you on. I mean, especially like they know your record or whatever. Like, oh, they don't want you to beat their hometown kid or some shit.
Yeah,
like that.
well, let's also talk about this. You have a hard time getting fights just because of your build and your fighting style.
Yeah.
Right? You're tall and long and a Thai fighter. Tall, long grapplers, nobody's scared of.
Yeah.
Nobody's scared of. So, like, even seeing you, people don't want to fight you and seeing your style. Yeah. So, like, how is that a hurdle for you to get over? Because you want to fight, but if nobody wants to step up to the challenge, it's not like anybody can force them. It's not the UFC, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not like, hey, bud, I have to give you 3 contracts. Eventually we'll find somebody. You know what I mean?
Like, honestly, it is like I have like it's crazy. Like, I have that problem in Vermont. I have it here.
Yeah.
It's because like I think what it comes down to is when like my fighting style is like I'm not leaving to the judges. I'm there to hurt you. Like that's how I am. You see how I spar? It's just how I am. Like, all right, sweet. My coach told me just swing first and don't stop till the ref
You throw with intent.
Exactly. Don't stop till the ref tells you to. And I feel like a lot of people nowadays just like they don't have that in them. You know what I mean? Like for right now, how the game works, people are just like kind of touch. They have some intent, but they don't go for a kill. They wait so much. You know what I mean? They take a picture. Yeah. And or they switch off to another thing. Like especially in MMA, like a lot of times you think about like MMA, like they get pressured to something. Like, oh, you just level change. Or he did this, like, or they don't even.
Or just clench and mash him against the fence.
Sometimes, like a lot of times, they don't even think about any of like starting off with a jab or anything like that. But like mine, like I'm starting off jab, and if you get close to me and touch me, I'm fucking your day up.
Yeah,
like, that's just how it is. I don't care. It's gonna be the most brutal style of Muay Thai you're gonna see. Honestly,
been on the other end of it. Can attest to it.
Because like honestly, you give me all the tools, and like I can do a lot of shit. And I think that's what the biggest thing like people see. I'm like, oh crap! Now he has all the tools. Because like you saw my Milo fight. Like I was so pissed. I was telling Rico, I'm like, man, I wish I could just knee him in the head. This could have been over.
Yeah,
like that's my mindset when I think about.
Which is funny how that carried straight over to your first pro fight, where you need him in the head and it was over. But we'll get to that in a minute.
Yeah, we'll get to that. It was like, I'm telling you, I was like, after I was like, man, what in the fuck? Like, I come to Colorado and like, yeah, I know knees to the head. I'm like, dog, what? My second Amy fight, I fucked him up in the clinch. I was literally just grabbing him in the head, beating him, punching him in the face, and just throwing knees. And I need him. I remember like the last knee I threw, I need him in the temple, drops, pukes in the bucket after. I was like, oh, that's gross as fuck.
Just throw one body kick and walk out of here.
Well, you know what I mean? So I was already used to that.
Don't clench me up with that breath.
No, I would never.
That'd immediately be what I would think. He just yacked. Don't you dare clench up next to me.
Yeah,
don't you dare.
No.
We're sweaty, we're nasty, but that's my limit, man. So, okay. So, kind of go over that because I think that's one part that changes is in amateur and pro rule sets, right? Specifically in Muay Thai, because I think a lot of people don't understand how actually violent Muay Thai can be when you follow Muay Thai rule sets. Yeah. So in amateurs, we're not allowed to throw knees to the head. Knees to the body generally varies on the commission. And then head kicks are kind of 50-50 depending on where you show up.
Yeah, right. If you're depends where you aim it, like back, whatever. Yeah. Like you can aim it like kind of towards the neck stuff. That's the most effective. Like, you know what I mean? But you can't even throw elbows either.
That's another one. Well, it depends. Some of them give you the elbow pads, which even still after the first round, it's basically on their forearm. Yeah. And their elbow is hanging out there, you know? So, like, I don't even know what those elbow pads do half the time. You're better off putting them on the knees and then saying knees to the head are kosher. Yeah. Because you're not going to cut anybody with knee pads on. No. You know?
No. Like, I think the biggest, like, difference is I think they should honestly take away the whole knees to the head for Amy. Like, it's just stupid.
Because, that's fair.
Yeah, because honestly, it just creates bad habits. People doing Amy fights, you can just shoot a fucking shitty shot and then get away with it. But then you have knees to the head and all that stuff. You can't do that. Someone's going to fuck your day up.
Changes the game entirely. And it rewards the grapplers, and you see this in your amateur fights, because they can shoot on you so loosely, right? And the same thing with the grounded opponent rule, where you can't kick them in the head. Yeah. So you'll have people, you saw this in your last two amateur fights, they grabbed onto you and just held on for dear life onto one of your legs and made sure that they had something on the ground so you couldn't kick them on the way out. And so I'm with you on that.
Yeah. Right? That's a lot of people, man. Like, especially when you get good at, like, I feel like my style is gonna even be better now, especially for how the new generation of MMA is coming up to be. You know what I mean? Because so many knees being violent with head kicks and punches, knees, elbows. A lot of people don't have that. Like, trying to find like the range and stuff. A lot of people are still struggling. I see that like a lot with people around my size, they don't know how to use the range. They're like struggling doing the jab or whatever. They're using long punches, but like when it comes to close distance and stuff, like that's where the Muay Thai kind of shines. Because then you can clinch, you can throw elbows, and you can be a deadly ass motherfucker. You know what I mean? Like, especially when you grab someone and you're like tying them up and you just knee him in the head. You know, that changes a lot of shit. A lot like long people don't have that. They don't have a clinch game. They're just like,
staying on the outside.
Yeah, what do I do? I'm like, I don't care. I'm gonna fucking elbow you. You know what I mean?
Well, they don't realize that, like, there's that middle range. Like, there's really three ranges. There's long range, middle range, and then when you're in the clinch. And if I'm longer than you in the long range, I'm probably longer than you in the middle range, which means my knees and elbows are going to hit first.
Exactly. And so people don't, like, put that, you know, two and two together. They're just thinking, all right, punch him on a punch and kick, kind of like mostly kickboxing, you know what I mean?
Yep.
That's just that's just the format of like the U.S. You know what I mean?
I get you.
Most of our shit is just karate based. In all reality, it's just we come on karate based, and Muay Thai just kind of got feathered into here a little bit. Here it sprinkles here.
We got it absolutely sprinkled in, and this is one thing that blows my mind is I have so many buddies that on fight night will text me when it's a boring fight or something didn't happen or X, Y, and Z, or it's a chick fight or this, that, and the other. And I'm like, guys, if all you want is knockouts, why isn't Muay Thai so much higher up on our tier tree of like what we watch?
Because a lot of people, they don't see it as like actual sport because they see all the big gloves and it's a slow start. So the slow starting, like, oh, all right, nothing's really happening. And so they just kind of like fall off. And plus, it hasn't been big, and especially in the U.S., it really didn't get popping until like a couple years ago because ONE FC, you know, they're a big promotion. And like coming up, even when I was coming up, like from 2013, 2015, like there was not big promotion. I was trying to get into Lion Fight. That was my next school. I already just talked like Scott Kent and trying to get on that. Like my buddy was going to try to get like he was going to be on Lion Fight too. Like I was trying to follow right behind him. But then that fell off. You know, Lion Fight was going to like England and all that stuff, so they weren't in the U.S. Then you're like, all right. I'm like, all right. I told my coach, well, maybe Glory. You know, Glory was the next big thing. Glory kickbox. Like, look at Dustin Jacoby. I sparred him a lot, and like that was the biggest thing why I went to Factory X, just for Dustin, because I knew he was a fucking nasty striker. I want someone to beat the fucking shit out of me because I need to get off my high horse. I want fucking good looks, but that's the only big other promotion for a while. That was it. But like you had to be like an elite.
100%.
You know, you have to go through.
You had to be that motherfucker before they even realized you were that motherfucker. You can't. I'm with you.
And people don't realize that. Like, in MMA, you can get to the top easy. Don't get me wrong. You can literally get fucking 6'5" shit. You can be on fucking Contender Series nowadays. Kickboxing,
especially as a good, well-rounded fighter, you don't even have to be the extent of a brown belt in anything. As long as you're like a healthy blue belt and can defend yourself, and I say that in all martial arts because we don't use belts in Muay Thai, but if you're the equivalent of a blue belt in like 3 or 4 different martial arts, you can go 4-0 as an amateur.
Exactly. You can go 4-0 and then you can make it pretty decent somewhere. You know what I mean? And then like kickboxing, you just have to have like that's the thing why I swear you have to have like double the amount of fucking fights in order to get to the top. I promise you that.
Oh, Eddie Abasolo, before he even got into ONE FC, had what? I think he was close to 20-3.
Yeah.
And those are all across U.S. and Mexican promotions that you will never find on anything. You will never find half of them on YouTube if you tried.
What was it? Look at Pereira and Izzy. Prime examples. They were all in Glory. I was already following before like fucking the whole UFC, you know, everyone was like on their dick and all that shit. But anyway, before they were in Glory, like they were already doing so many fights, like just nonstop going in before they even got into the UFC. You know what I mean? And like when Pereira was like coming up, and like I remember in the middleweight like contenders for the belt, like when Artur Levin was fighting and all that stuff. He wasn't even the top guy. Artur Levin beat him up, bro. He beat him up. He was longer as he was long as fuck. Cause Artur Levin was like the #1 guy. That's a lot of people don't realize. Like there was a lot of fucking nasty strikers in that division. Artem beat Dustin Jacoby, then Simon Marcus was coming up too, and somehow he was making his way up through the ranks too. And then it was just like those people were always constantly fighting. That was like 2-3 fights a night, just in general, just that tournament.
Bangers. Absolutely
bangers, bro.
And that's what blows my mind why Muay Thai isn't so bigger in the U.S. because it's like, guys, if you just want knockouts, this is the way to go.
Yeah.
The first round is always going to be slow.
Yeah.
That's just how Muay Thai works. It's because most of Muay Thai is designed around combinations of either a 3-piece or a 4-piece, extremely powerful, and everything you're going to throw is going to most likely go for a knockout shot.
Exactly.
And that's because it's 3-minute rounds. It's fast, and nobody likes a decision.
No. And the thing is, like, well, their biggest thing now, Thai guys, they do go to the decision at some point. Like
sometimes,
But like, the biggest
especially if you got 2 clinchers. Like,
that's where I think a lot of it separates, and especially in the U.S. is like what people don't want to see is like the clinching and all that stuff. Because like in Muay Thai, you can clinch as long as you want, like 5 seconds. Boxing, you can't. You know what I mean? So they're doing all the hugging. People always say they can clinch for all that 3 rounds, but is it really exciting to people who don't see it? It's like, nah, it's kind of boring. But people, like me and you are enthusiasts. Like, oh, that's fucking sick. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So because like a lot of people just want to see someone who's throwing heat and low kicks or just chopping it up, but it's still hard to do in that sort of style like now, just because I think people that are so afraid to be in that middle distance in that pocket, like just getting rocked all the time, like it's just not a style anymore. You know what I mean? So I guess like you have to like really change the rule sets and change how like, you know what I mean? Change like
I get you.
Yeah, just change the rule sets, honestly.
Well, I think a lot of the big reason that you don't see that middle distance at much, at least in American Muay Thai, is because mixed martial arts is so much stronger, and at least in our culture. And what we can't deny is if you are locked in a cage one-on-one with somebody else, grappling is by far a drastically better useful skill.
Yeah, exactly.
If you're in the streets and you're not trying to get swept in a bar fight, Muay Thai is the way to go. But exactly. But if you're in a cage in a controlled environment, grappling is by far light years above Muay Thai, especially if you can know how to work around the specific weapons that Muay Thai are going to use on your way in.
Exactly.
Right?
Because like a lot of Muay Thai fighters, they stand too tall and they don't know how to defend a takedown. It's like,
your legs are like this. You're going to get thrown down every time.
Exactly. That's why you have to like switch your base around. And like that's a lot of times, like with the U.S., like karate and stuff, like kickboxing, it's kind of more favored because like you're sitting down a little bit more.
100%. Because it also changes your strikes too, right? Like when you're taller, it's so easier to return a kick. It's so you can do it literally just pivot your hips through. When you're a lot wider of a base, you have to shift your weight onto your foot before you can throw the kick, which slows down Thai fighters and takes away some of their bigger weapons. Because if you can't throw your roundhouse, how are you gonna keep somebody on the outside? Just your jab? They can work. A good wrestler can work he can eat a jab or two. He can eat 1 or 2 on the way in.
That's what I feel like you have to like. I've been learning now. You have to like adapt and like change the style and like how you kick and punch, which I've been doing like this whole. Since I very much got pound for pound, like like working with Corey, doing all that stuff. Like now, I use a lot more. I don't do a full roundhouse kick. That's just so outdated now because it's just you can get caught easily. Like a lot of times, I'll use my like kind of like a hybrid of like a taekwondo kick. That way, like I won't get mine caught. I can rechamber mine. So it kind of looks the same. If you chop it low, you chop it medium, like chop it high. It all like still like come up the same. It's still like,
and so what are you just rotating through the hips more as opposed to opening up?
Rotate. It's more so of just chambering this leg. You're
just keeping it back there and ready.
Yeah, just keeping it back there and it's more so like keeping that back foot like ready and on the balls of your feet. So that way you can fire off and then chamber, just whip it. Use that more like a whip than like actual baseball bat, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, I totally get what you mean.
Yeah, because MMA, like you have small gloves. You don't need a really like a big old roundhouse kick.
No, you don't need a big devastating kick to get through somebody's gloves. But I mean, even still, like if you have a big kick, I had one buddy one time. I was like, it was the second round, and I said, dude, just kick his arms. If he's just gonna high guard like that, kick the fuck out of his arms. Right. It'll fall down after a couple. It'll fall down. I promise you. So I get you. With the little gloves, you definitely are. You're not even blocking the same. You're a lot more evasive with the little gloves because you're gonna have to either eat it on your palm, which sucks, or you're gonna have to eat it on your shoulder, which still sucks. Yeah. Or you get to try to check it with your elbow, and if you miss, you're eating that shit.
Yes, 100%.
So I get you.
So yeah, I feel like that's just the change of it. I feel like a lot of people are doing that because there was one welterweight, I forget his name. He was more of a Thai style fighter, and I saw his kicks. And he was like same build as me, but he was doing the same thing I've been doing. Like it's just the same style kick is more chambering. Like, yeah, because you don't want that at a con. It's more of a snappy thing. I think that's what the new transition now for Muay Thai fighters or practitioners in MMA, need to do, or even like in small gloves in general. Because like you see in ONE FC, not a lot of people will stand tall anymore because you got to box. You have to box.
I was about to say one of the biggest things that is the counter to Muay Thai in American, in all MMA is the boxing wrestler. Yeah. That's what you get against it, and you do Muay Thai, you're fucked. Yeah. Good luck.
Yeah, exactly. The only way to counter a boxer is like you have to throw knees.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. Like it goes back to my thing of like saying like long people, they just don't know how to do it. They're just like, oh, what do I do? And they're getting clipped on the inside. Like, bro, grab his fucking head and knee this. Yeah.
He's gonna lower his head, throw the knee.
Exactly. Throw the knee. You have to. There's no other. If you're gonna try to throw your long, whenever you're trying to throw these like really short hooks, it's not gonna work unless you're fighting the same one, like same build. That's the only way it's gonna work. If you're someone shorter, he's gonna have more power. It's just facts.
Well, even I don't see anybody using inside elbows either. Like one of my favorite elbows of all time was the Superlek and Jonathan Haggerty fight. Do you remember that one?
I remember
where he just came right over, just
boom.
On the inside, and it was textbook tomahawk, just
boom. Oh, that's my
right
favorite.
over the top, and it was just in the middle. And I'm like, why don't people use these more? Just like a good straight jab. That's safe. Ain't nothing gonna happen unless he goes for a takedown. But you're aware of when they're gonna do it. Like wrestlers show you by dropping their hips. Yeah. So like just a good step in straight up elbow.
Especially if you hand fight and you kind of set it up. Like, I feel like that's what really sets up a lot of my elbows. Like I'll just mostly hand fight and kind of come over the top and throw like a tomahawk elbow. Yeah. You know what I mean? And follow up with punches. Especially like now I'm used to it. And like combos and pad work, whatever. Yeah. It's just a big difference. Like when I start throwing an elbow, like in sparring, I hit somebody, or if it's up, whatever it is, usually they back with, oh fuck, now I have to like worry about 2 weapons, or 4 weapons technically.
Okay, so let's talk about your pro fight then, your first pro fight, which was in MMA, right?
Yep.
So you had your 2 amateur fights. Well, you had what, 3 MMA?
Yeah, 3 MMA,
Yep. Which 2 of them, you were just kind of outplayed by the rule set and grapplers. Yeah. Right? Even in that, you got grappled, but I wouldn't say you got out-grappled. Nobody came close to getting a submission on you.
No.
They just got your back early and then kind of hung out there.
Yeah.
You know, like I didn't see, nobody was able to really isolate a limb. Nobody was really able to put pressure on you. You just kind of looked tired from carrying a heavy backpack all day. Like, that's
yeah, literally. That's how.
And then you almost see that go right into your first fight of like, I could see in your eyes, the second he pushes you up against the cage, you're like, I'm not getting fucking taken down. You spread your legs so wide, drop your hips, and you're like, this ain't fucking happening today.
Not today.
And so I'd say, what are the 2 biggest things that you learned from those beginning fights that carried over into that pro fight? Because you looked like a completely different fighter as you went into that first pro fight.
Yeah, so the biggest things, so from the first Like I'll start from the first one. First one, yeah, I had a little bit better jiu-jitsu and like striking. I knew he was gonna get taken to the ground, but like top pressure, just like constantly just break this kid, right? So, which I did. Second one, Emilio, that was like hard, like even still fucking harder than my fucking pro fight.
Yeah.
Like, in all honesty, because like the way he attacked it was just like he had this funnel, get to the back and start freaking doing the whole Dagestani ride. But the only round he did was the first round. He was trying to go for that choke. I don't know if you saw him the first round. He's trying to go for it.
Yeah.
But I fought out of it. Like
he won the hand fight the whole time.
The hand fight, and like I was switching positions. I was switching position. I switched on him like the second round. I was trying to fuck him up, and like I was like, all right, I can kind of defend it, like just do a little bit more like jiu-jitsu, like wrestling, and just get back more to my feet. But I learned from that fight, honestly, it's just like more of the wall stuff a little bit, but like just getting up and not getting my back taken that much.
Yeah,
but I didn't expect it from Brett Martin, like when they told me he was a kickboxer. Yeah. So I was like, all right.
He didn't kickbox you once.
Yeah,
he didn't use a single kick.
I remember he did like 3 punches at me.
And they were on the way in. Yeah. They weren't to set it up either. They were just throwing on the way in.
No, and I didn't know like a lot of my wall wrestling defense like I did now, like especially with Neil helping me and stuff. Neil helped me a lot with like defensive stuff, like what to do, and with Sanchez too. He's a really good coach. I like props to them, props to both of them. And like we went over it. We went over all that stuff like after the fact. But that was the biggest thing that really like fucked me out of that win. It was like, all right, trying to freaking roll, and you see him, he's trying to just hold on. Am I scrambling out of it? I'm like, all right. I think in the mentality, I had it as I'm like, all right, these people will always try to take you down. That's just a fact. Because you're just that motherfucker on the feet. It's just that. It's what it is. I get it, but now I just have to transition, just stop the takedowns. I learned more positional stuff and just counter wrestling.
Yeah.
I think that was the biggest part of my game, and just like obviously the knees and elbows kind of played into it already. I already knew that was going to be a big thing. Yeah. But like if I knew I could stop all those shots, because I already can tell when he was going for it, he was already hesitant throwing. Like he threw one right at me. I saw it coming. Like from you see me take a picture of. Yeah. I can tell like there's no power on it, but I can see him shoot. I stuffed the shot instead, and then we were still working. But then I was like, all right, he's gonna have to get tired from just holding me, not actually setting it up. And that's what really won me the fight. Like, all right, I could just feel him like wearing down. And that's why he was getting like lackadaisy and just like careless. So that's why I grabbed his head and just started kneeing him. Yeah. This is where the fight's gonna end.
Okay.
Yeah. Hell yeah. So I worked on a lot of my wrestling, man. Just worked a lot, like just ground, just defensive stuff, just little things. The little things.
Yeah, well, you looked like a completely different fighter in that first pro fight.
Appreciate it.
One of the biggest things is you look drastically calmer on the wall, which is like where I knew you weren't getting taken down that time around.
Yeah.
Because
that was my biggest thing. Yeah.
Exactly. The first times you see you get on the wall and you're like, oh fuck, I'm going down. Yeah. You already accepted it before it even happened, and then let homie just have your legs and pull you over.
And I was like, what the fuck is he doing? Like, oh god. And I'm getting back on, and I fucking he's still like trying to do like some leg grab shit. I'm like, oh my god, this is just awful,
Yeah, and once he got you to the wall in that pro fight, you almost like saw you go, not today, and start digging for those underhooks and drop your hips so low that he couldn't grab anything. Or if he was to grab your hips, you could spread them out and. Dude, that was one of the coolest evolutions to see. And then you also saw it in your voice too afterwards of like, hey, fuck it, did y'all see that? That was a great interview. We should do more knees.
Because I wanted to make a statement like when I came in, I'm like, listen motherfucker, I'm here at 170, I'm on fuck everyone's day.
And I can use my knees.
So, you ready? You think I'm gonna grapple? Pow! I'm gonna destroy your face, which I did. I knew I was gonna knee you, but I didn't think it was gonna be that bad. Honestly, I thought it was just gonna be one and done. But
The other part is when they introduced him, he was a tactical fighter, which I have heard a lot of fighting styles, but I don't know what the fuck tactical is. So like, what did you go into that expecting after hearing that? Like, is this just gonna be some Krav Maga guy that's gonna try to eye poke you and grab your balls, or what's happening?
Oh no! I watched film on him like we always do. You know?
Yeah.
I knew it was Gilbert Smith's boys, old like way back in the day. I mean, he was fighting. He wasn't bad at me. Like, don't get me wrong. Like 4-1 as an enemy. Like that's
a healthy record.
I was like, all right, you must have some
have some weapons.
Yeah, so he was used to being a longer fighter. Like that's what he was used to, being a long fighter, and like really didn't have that much grappling. So I'm like, all right, well, I already knew like ahead of time. Like, yeah, he might say he's a striker, but he's gonna eat one. He already knows I'm a longer fighter, so he's gonna try to grapple because I already saw he left and people were saying he went to 10th Planet and for just grappling alone because he needed to work on him. So like, all right, I already knew right then and there he's gonna try to grapple me anyway, But he wasn't like wrestling that. He was wrestling a little bit, but he wasn't like efficient with the wall shit.
Totally.
Yeah, he just needed a little bit more work on it. But I knew going into that fight, like just using my long punches and using my tools, like there's no way he can beat me anywhere. I knew that. I'm like, he will shut down and he will give up. Like as soon as he realizes he can't take me down, that's it.
Yeah.
Who's gonna like anyone around here? They can't take me down. What are they gonna do?
That's accurate. It's gonna be a long day if you can't get you on the ground.
It's gonna be a long day.
So you got fight number 2 coming up as a pro. What is kind of the biggest thing that you're excited to show off in that particular fight?
I'm ready.
Since we now have our wall game completely under control.
Yeah, I'm excited to show out just a lot more of my skill. I think the last fight, I didn't really show off. I did show my striking, but I want to keep it more on the feet. Probably won't fucking happen. You know how it is. Probably won't.
As long as you keep fighting MMA, dog, they're gonna always keep trying to take you down.
Yeah,
right?
It is what it is. But like, I'll just use my distance. I'm gonna try to use a lot more kicks, I think, and maybe I don't know. I'm gonna try to utilize a little bit more of my wrestling. I think because I think this guy's not really good. He's not gonna beat me anywhere. He's not good on the ground, and I can really probably showcase it if it does happen. If you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
If it does, but if not, I'm cool with just not finishing him, honestly. But I'm really excited to just show that, like, just kicks and just my boxing, just how crispy and just sharp I am. Like, honest, just that alone,
Yeah. So, perfect world, big body kick, mount, then ground and pound until the cows come home.
Actually, I think more jab, head kicks. Even like kicks, but like even body. I've been doing a lot of body kick, like my kick game, like just my overall game, I should say, just like in the feet, just been so much sharper and precise. Like I feel like I'll just be able to snipe and wherever he goes, whatever angle, you know what I mean? I'm excited to just showcase that because I think I didn't do that in my last. Like I was able to do that in my last fight. It was just like, when you throw a jab, calf kicks, and he was already in, Yeah. For this guy, I think I'll be able to use a lot more of my length. He probably will try to throw me, but I think honestly it won't happen like that, like the first fight.
Yeah.
But I
get you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm excited. Yeah, I'm just excited to really utilize my kicks and a lot of elbows again.
Okay. You want those elbows and knees back so bad.
I say I'm gonna kick him. I probably won't just knee him in the head again.
You're just gonna go for another, get heavy on the clinch and just pull him into him.
Hey.
Dog, if you're there, that's not my problem.
Yeah, I see it. Like that's all. The reason I need him in the head, I already saw it coming. Like that was the thing. I just see that. I saw that shit. I was already calm. Like that, like calm and just ready in the moment. And that was the biggest thing from those 3 family fights. Like going with Neil all those times, helping me get prepared, Corey helping me get all this shit ready.
Yeah.
Like, made me a way better fighter just in general. Like, there's no with Neil, he's just a well-rounded fighter. So, especially getting that look, like I'm always getting like constant different look, even on the feet. Now, it's just a different game. Like my whole game is just like a lot better just going with it. Just I need that like competitiveness and just like that style,
Yeah.
So that helped.
So how is having somebody like Neil Magny in your corner and at practice, a guy who's a veteran in the UFC and also, I would say, has a similar issue to you, that nobody wants to strike with him and wants to take him down all the time, right? I haven't seen a single Neil Magny fight where somebody goes, you know what? Let's stand right here, buddy, and solve this. I haven't seen it. It's always Neil against the cage trying to fight his way out. It's always.
Dude, it's like, well, that's like, can I say that? It's like, well, the same thing with me. Like, when we meet, so he does that to me. And so I'm like, crap. Like, this motherfucker always trying to take me down. Just non-stop rolling. So I have to use my range, have to utilize my striking. And then, like, lately I've just been working more on my offense and clinch, getting against the wall, and trying to, like, utilize more like my body locks and just punches and stuff. But it's like helped me like defensively. Like now, like when he gets me against the wall, like he'll do all this shit, but I'll try to shut it down because like the shit he taught me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Him, like especially him and Corey and Rigo, like, well, especially like we're best corners. Like in my first pro fight, like whenever they tell me something, fucking, it was like already automatic. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it was good. It's good to have like that knowledge set, like, cause he's just a veteran. He has over like 50 fights. So for me, just a 1-0 pro, it's a privilege.
Yeah.
You know, and I feel like I can help him out too, especially in the striker realm, like going in the top 15. Me personally, I feel like I'm probably just as good as most of those people in that striking realm. Like they're not the most sharp.
Yeah.
Like they're powerful. Like Game Iron, they're fucking powerful, and they utilize that on him. But like I think. Now, being in that gym, we can build each other up, you know? So it's
totally.
Good. Yeah, I like it.
So what's something that you look for in a corner then? You've had a bunch of different fights and a bunch of different cornermen throughout that time frame. What are some traits that really stand out for you individually as a fighter that you're looking for in your corner guys?
A lot of the time, so speaking of corners, so like, going back even to the Amy fights, the biggest thing with corners, you have to have someone who knows your style and knows how you work. That's just facts. Like, and who's actually dependable. Like I've had corners back in Vermont where the one guy didn't fucking even show up. He was like, "Oh yeah, I'll be in your corner." He didn't even show up like for an hour and a half. I was like there just by myself.
He wasn't even there with a jug of water. He
wasn't even there. No.
Oh man!
And then afterwards, like
that's got to be bringing anxiety on the fight day too, because you're just like, man, what happened to Coach?
Right. So like after that, it's like I had one of my other buddies who I used to train with, but he didn't know my style. Like, he wasn't in the gym for fucking months. So you didn't know like how I fought, whatever. So oh, you use like you just said, you as a jab and do all this. So
he gave you the best fundamental advice that he could give.
Yeah, that was about it. You know,
I'm with you.
Yeah. Like, and so after that, I'm like, I feel personally, you have to have like that like one-on-one connection. Like, you know, hey, this guy knows my style, and he's my boy. He knows how I work. Perfect. I want this person in there, and that's what I really look for. You know, just cause. That way you don't have to like really explain much to them.
Yeah.
They're not shouting out dumb shit. Cause like I've had people on the corner and they're shouting out whatever. And like sometimes you don't even fucking hear, or it's not even really that good of advice.
Yeah.
You know? But then if you have like Corey or Rigo or even Neil in my corner, like those people, like Neil is a prime example of like his grappling and just experience alone. Rigo has like a lot of his like knows my style and has a good grappling knowledge anyway, regardless, especially on the bottom. That's why I keep him there. Like, in especially bottom game, I'll listen to him and Neil. It's perfect, right? And then Corey knows my striking. Develop more of my striking that way, you know what I mean? So all those play into my game. And so where I can just go out there and just shoot my shot and just perform. And then they just give me little hints here and there.
Yeah.
Well, you know what I need to fix, what I need to. All right, seeing where I'm seeing where I'm firing at, and then execute the win. That's why I feel like a good corner is. You need those people that know your style and know you personally. Because like I've just in general alone, having someone just go out with you randomly, who doesn't know you, and they're like, oh yeah, they can give you some advice.
Yeah.
Like, you're gonna be comfortable with them. No, not really. All right, this guy's just kind of here just to get paid, and he's gonna tell you half the time they're gonna tell you some like this basic advice,
Yeah.
They know, and they're just gonna tell you what they know, and sometimes you're probably not gonna even listen to it. You know what I mean?
I get you.
Yeah.
If anybody were to ask me, just like any random person, hey, can you come hold my bucket and corner? I'd be like, yeah, throw your jab and low kick.
Yeah.
they work.
Yeah,
They work. Outside of that, I'll tell you as it comes.
Yeah.
So I get it. Like if you don't have somebody that you're truly invested in, and you're like, all right, I just have to watch out for these holes. Yeah. He knows to cover everything else.
Yeah.
So if he gets on his back, I'm going to tell him what to do, because I know he's not going to go for that arm bar. You know, like,
yeah, exactly.
And so I've got to help him get out of that situation, or at least turn it into a positive, as opposed to like, hey, bud, jiu-jitsu doesn't work if you just stand up. Just stand up, man. Just stand up. Like we were doing to Breezy the other day.
Just stand up.
Just stand up. That's the best we can give you right now.
Just stand up.
Which doesn't sound like great advice, but depending on the person, could go a long way.
Good work, man. I'm telling you.
Yeah. So the last and final thing I kind of want to get into is, you're a bigger guy. And with that, I would say fights change, especially against bigger dudes, because you guys have real knockout power.
Yeah.
I'm 150 pounds soaking wet on a good day, if the sun wasn't out, right? And I didn't sweat on the walk over.
Yeah.
So we're not really terrified of the knockout anywhere near as much. The looks that you know are going to be knockouts are knees and kicks. Mm-hmm. Most people aren't getting you with overhands. You can take a handful of them, but at least at the bigger ranges, everybody's throwing bombs. So like what would you say tactically changes just in a weight class alone?
The tactical what changes a lot of times is just who is utilizing the boxing range, honestly.
Okay.
Because it starts off with just throwing the punch, and a lot of times, like with knockout power, they have to really just try to set it up. Like, well, a lot of people, some people have it, some people don't, I think. Especially like when it comes to 170. 170 is kind of like that middle ground. Like, people are like pushing like 195, 200 pounds, but like you don't see that many like really like elite strikers that have that.
Yeah.
Like me, basically. You know what I mean?
They don't
like,
have the snap at the end of the punch.
Yeah.
I got you.
So like, unless it's like Carlos probably like he has it, but like that's
a different story.
But he's been training that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
To be that killer. A lot of people don't. Middleweight, I feel like it's just there's a lot of heavy kickboxers, but like you have to be very defensively sound. But like a lot of times too, with middleweights, they throw like big guys. So if you really can just outpace that dude, you can get that knockout. And like you can go up, it just gets a little bit slower as the pace goes on. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's totally something I guess I wouldn't even think about, because as little guys, we never run out fast tanks.
Exactly.
If you see somebody getting tired at 135, you're like, this guy sucks. This guy sucks if he's getting tired at 135. We're known for going 10 rounds. That's what we're built for. I will say that is painful about always watching, whenever you watch like a flyweight or a bantamweight main event, you're like, this is going to be a banger, but it's going 5 rounds.
Yeah, they don't have that, but they don't have the pop or anything. I mean, they might, some of them do. Yeah. But like, yeah, I really fucking emphasize and practice that. It takes time. Really, I feel like honestly it does take time to develop that power. And especially you're not practicing in, like, I think with different weight classes, it really just all depends on what you're really focusing on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah, or MMA, like in MMA, you have to focus on a little bit of everything. But like, if you're not really focusing on like that pop and like sitting down on a punch, you won't do it in a fight. Like, especially even if you're like a grappler, oh yeah, you're working on a little bit of your striking, but you're not really like sitting down on a punch. You know, just pop, and then just go back to your same old shit and just try to grab a hold of them. You know what I mean? So I think it's just a development thing. You have to like really developing your whole skill set and like what you want to achieve. Like, are you looking for the knockout, or are you looking to grab? Like, what are you looking for? Is it the name of the game? And like some people do see it, some people don't. I mean, I do, honestly. Like, like in the bigger weight classes, I do. 55. 55,
you could get some knockout. There's some big boys that get down into 155. I'd say 55 is the one division I look at consistently and go, how did that motherfucker make 55 pounds? I walk around at 150 and you're telling me he weighed in 5 pounds more than me? No way. No way.
Dude, it's because I think, especially when you get to the top ranks, like top 15, that's where like a lot of people have like knockout power. But yeah, it's not great. It's that weird mix of weight class because like they weigh about 185. So like especially you weigh like 185 to like 170, you have enough oomph on your punch to like really like fucking throw something.
Yeah.
With them though, they're really at a higher pace than welterweight's still a high pace. With Neil, you've seen him, like he goes at a very high pace, but like the volume sometimes is there. Like you kind of can switch off variables.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
So where's your next fight at? How can the people watch it?
Okay, it's in Superior. Watch it in Sparta.
Superior, Colorado.
Superior, Colorado.
Yeah, so just up the road.
Yeah, just up the road at the Blue Arena.
Yep,
Watch
okay.
it, Sparta. Yeah, August 30th.
August 30th, and you are where sitting on the fight card?
I have no idea yet. Probably before the co-main event.
Okay, but I mean, even still, dog, if you're the opening fight and blow the doors off, everybody loves that, right?
I want to be the opening fight, honestly. Just
Dude,
fucking get the crowd bumping.
That's the way to go. It's the feature fight. Who's the third guy? That's always the roughest. I feel bad for them.
Yeah,
right? Co-main event, we're at least all sitting down in our seats waiting for something to happen. The first fight, we're waiting for the doors to get blown off. Those two middle guys, they get screwed.
Yeah.
Everybody's buying beer waiting for something to happen. So you need that first fight of the night and blow it out of the water.
Yeah. Especially on the main card. It'll be pretty much, if I can do the first fight on the main card, I'll be happy with that. Fuck it, and just get it running.
Oh, hell yeah. All right. Well, thanks for coming in, brother.
Thank
We'll
you.
see you later.
Yes, sir.